He was really bad.
Bro,
Jose, do you still have that link? Show it.
yeah.
So they
There is.
understand.
I think they should we watch together?
Yeah, let's watch
Maybe.
it.
Yeah. Let me second here, guys.
Oh man, this is my president. Oh man.
Yeah, that's
Donovan
the
is
guy.
asking. Donovan is asking why. I'm like, great question. There's no reason. There's literally no reason for this.
All funded by American taxpayers. Thank you guys for developing Latin America.
Yeah. Thank you, Trump and American taxpayers, for your money. Our president transitioned to full-time rock star.
Jesus.
Yes, you're funding someone's music career. But yeah, it's
Mountain
fun.
Man
It's fun.
is bringing the good part. No worse than many professional singers, Santi. Maybe he has a talent.
Yeah, maybe. I know that he tried to be a musician at first, but yeah. We get UFC fight this summer at the White House. Really? Wow. Okay. Wait, I didn't say he has talent. Oh man, yeah, we live in a simulation. We live in a simulation. I
Yeah.
just want to live inside Star Atlas. Get it over with this reality.
uh, should we turn on camera, Santi? I think after
I
President's melee.
cannot. I my eye is still destroyed, Jose.
Oh, guys, Santi got in a bar fight. He got punched. It looks pretty awful. He can't
Yes.
show his face, so I'll be the only one doing that today.
Yeah, I have a. I wasn't in a fight, but I got like some sort of conjunctivitis or something like that. So I definitely don't want to show face right now. Yeah.
That's
But we
okay.
can all see your beautiful face, Jose.
Thank you, bro. Not as good as Milei's, but we do what we can.
No, you're way better, man. Way better. But yeah, we can get started here. Welcome, everyone. After that randomness from my president, we're going to be talking today about the Maharog. So, the Maharog is some deep Sogmian lore that Jose and the team has been cooking. We're, if you went to the last lore keepers, I think Jose already shared something about it.
Yes.
But now we're going to get more into details and share some other things as well. But before that, as always, we're going to do some noteworthy news that for which we have a bunch. We have a bunch for today. So we can get started with that. Jose, what do you think?
Let's go, Santi. We have a lot to talk about today.
Nice. Yes. So the first noteworthy news comes from Asia, straight from the faraway Thailand lands. And it's a noteworthy news together between the Star Atlas team, let's say, and the Star Atlas DAO, because we're going to be hosting via James, our Thai ambassador, a meetup in Thailand. So it's a meetup slash event that will happen during the I believe Gamescom in Thailand, or I don't know the specific name of the event, but we expect to have more than 10,000 eyeballs and host an event for everyone that is in the big event. It's like a side event that anyone in Thailand can attend. So if you're in Thailand, I know I think Lordo is in Thailand. I don't know if Lordo is in the audience, but I don't know anyone else from the English speaking community that speaks Thai. But highly recommend joining that one. Um, it's going to be hosted during Gamescom Asia, so hopefully we can get some eyes in there. Yeah, it's Bangkok. It's in Bangkok. The exact date, let me see. 18th of October. The 18th of October during Asia Gamescom. So if anyone is interested in going, we will be posting the link very soon. But yeah, only 12 hours driving. You should make it, Lordo. Come on.
Come on, Lord, what are you even doing, man?
Thailand is a big country. It is. But yeah, so if anybody is down to join on the 18th of October in Bangkok, we have a Star Atlas event doing it together between our Thai ambassador James and the Star Atlas DAO via the Aris Bounty PIP. So, W for James. What a legend.
Legend.
Yes. And another thing that we wanted to highlight, and if you haven't been following, transitioning a bit to UE5, is the ChipTop's devlogs. If you guys haven't been following Chipto, you are missing out really bad from his daily devlogs. You can literally follow progress along and what he's working on almost daily, I think he posts. So I don't know if you can see my
Share
screen.
the link here.
Can you see my screen?
Yep, we see.
Yeah, so you can see Chipto's devlogs, and he posts daily here. So highly recommend it if anyone is interested. Follow Chip. You will be able to follow along with this Atlas development and what our VP is focusing on. So definitely get involved, guys. Get involved and follow our guy Chip. It's a legend.
Yeah, give him a follow. He deserves it.
Yes, yes. Moving on from that, another new for the UE5 side of things is the ink drop. So if you have been playing UE5 and you have been collecting your ink after each game, you can now go to play.stratos.com/inventory and claim your hard-earned ink. So how many ink did you get, Jose?
Bro, good question. Let me open here. UE5. How much you got, Santi?
I got 700 ink.
Jesus, Santi.
It's
At the
nothing,
space.
bro. Onizuka got
Come on.
16,000.
Bro, Onizuka
Onizuka,
is
what
going
are
to
you
quit
doing,
his.
Onizuka?
He's going to quit his job
Quitting
and just leave it to Star Atlas.
quitting the job, only Star Atlas Inc. But
Exactly.
yeah, let's see how much is it trading for right now. There are sellers for 23 Atlas and buyers for 12 Atlas.
Bro,
So
that's
how
money.
much is that? How much is that spread? Like in between 16 Atlas, let's say 17 Atlas.
Mm.
I posted the trading pair there. So yeah, keep collecting that ink. Also, keep in mind that ink will be needed for research for recipes in C4 as well. I think from what I've seen, some very very complex recipes and OP recipes have ink included in them. So
Have you, have we ever told anyone what ink actually is in the game of Star Atlas? Like what this material is?
I don't know if we did. Can we?
I think we can. Like
Okay.
inks, the ink material is a nanobot that's natural from the Ustro sector. So it is kind of similar like to the Ustro civilization. Like they are living entities they are artificial living entities that have the ability to form into different shapes. No way you did this,
No,
baby.
what is that? Nah, what is that?
What
Oh
I'm
my
going to
god.
do to baby, bro?
Oh my god, Vivi.
No way. No way you did this, baby.
That's crazy.
Ah, baby, bro. I'll remember this. I'll remember this. But yeah, the
I have
ink
something
is
for
a
you,
raw.
Jose.
No, bro, steady. I am already losing my steadiness here.
Okay, okay.
Thank you, Virtual. Santi sending me on DMs.
You can get your revenge.
I'm a merciful penguin, Santi. I could drop this, but I won't.
Oh, Vivi,
I'm
you
a
got saved by the penguin's
VB.
mercy.
You got saved by my mercy, VB. Right now, I'll send you later the ammunition that Santi gave me.
Oh, he
But
knows what I
yeah,
gave you. He knows.
he knows.
Yes.
So he better behave. He better behave. So Ink is like this living artificial intelligence entity that has the ability to morph into different shapes. So it becomes like a framework or foundation for more complex recipes that require some sort of artificial intelligence. So that's why it's a higher tier ingredient, even on C4. So that's a lore bit right there.
Nice. I don't know if we ever share that or if that's
I
alpha.
don't think, yeah, I don't think we did this far at
Nice.
least.
There we go. That's some lore alpha for you guys.
The first of many.
The first of many. Yes. Okay. Also, I don't know if you guys saw, but did we did we post this in the public sneak peeks channel? Yes. Shipskins are coming to UE5. If you haven't
That's a
seen
cool one.
that, the team is currently working on just cleaning out all the depth, let's say, when it comes to ship skins. And hopefully, I don't know if it will make it to the next release, but you'll be able to wear the skins that you own in UE5. We just shared the picture in the chat. So they look clean, right? I cannot wait for them.
It looks super good.
Yes, let me
Yeah,
stream it for the people that are watching on YouTube so they can see it as well. But look at this. Look at this. Looks clean. Already
it
modeled
is
and
the
everything.
Blue Tigu.
This is the Blue Tigu one. Yes.
Yeah, man. We have so many cool skins. It's going to be super cool to start sharing them.
I agree. FTX skin. Do we have it on the marketplace, the FTX skin? I know some got
I think
stuck. Some got stuck on FTX when FTX went down. So I
Jesus
don't know
Christ.
if we managed to transition that out. I don't remember. But yeah. All the skins basically that we have created, the team is trying to work them into the client. So
Yes.
that's also good, noteworthy new.
Yes.
And then also one thing that happened yesterday is we did our first game night with a partner, with another project. So we did the game night with Wilder World yesterday. Anyone here attended that? I'm
I
guessing
was
some
there.
of you did. Yeah, just that you were there. You
Crash,
were watching me
Kinder.
get some headshots.
Bro, since there was a
Um,
time there you got in the zone, bro. You actually were doing well.
I got tired of kill this guy.
You made him rage quit, right?
Yeah. Classic. That's what happens every game. But yeah, it was fun, and I was checking the live statistics for our UE5 client, and we had just with that event we had 50 people playing Star Atlas at the same time. So as you know, like for a closed access game, doing a game night with a partner, we had a bunch of new people joining and also had 50 people playing at the same time the game with Wilder World. So it was mostly the Wilder World community. So that was very nice. And we also played their game as well. And I think it's just a good way to get involved in the ecosystem, right? And just build good relationships with other projects out there. They have a similar vision to ours. They're building a metaverse and also starting piece by piece. They did racing. They now did a shooter. So it's a similar approach. We want to have good relationships with people in the ecosystem. So I think it's valuable to do stuff like that often. So shout out to Wilder World. And I have the names for the winners for the raffle that we have with Wilder World. It's $50 each. $50 each in the wild token. So let me read it. I'll read all the names, including the ones that are from their community as well. It was basically the way we're raffling this is anybody that joined one of the games during the game night participated in the raffle. So we have the winners are Siles Pounds. I don't think that's from the Stratus community. Vermithrox, Crash Rome again. Crash is, I think GPT loves Crash. So Crash Rome, he won $50. Daenerys 84, Freestyle Works, Hackmer, and Nirog. So if you're in the list, congratulations. You can DM me. Well, some of you already won so many prizes, but if you want, you can DM me a new wallet or the old one again, and we'll distribute $50 in the wild token to your wallet. So Crash, Daenerys, Vermithrox, Hackmer, you guys can DM me your wallets and we'll get that done. So congratulations.
Very good.
Um, and that's not all the news that we have when it comes to Star Atlas events, because we're releasing something probably this week, Jose. We're releasing something. I think Iris wants to bless us all with rewards for being loyal.
Yes, loyalty deserves rewards. Iris recognized the faithful members of this community, and it's preparing something, Santi.
Iris is preparing something. Some of you who are in the SAC server already know a little bit about this. I'll post a little teaser in the chat. But we have something coming. We have something special coming. And let's say that your participation and engagement within the Galley Expanse will be rewarded.
Rewarded.
Yes. Not
Yes.
only because of the sync point season that is upcoming, but more.
Mhm.
So, yes. Stay tuned. I think we're aiming for a Friday announcement. So I'm giving you the announcement of the announcement.
Classic.
And yeah, we'll have double XP weekends, we'll have rewards, and we'll have a lot more that will happen. So it's a great moment to be involved in the Stratus community, guys. It's a great moment to be involved. I will just say that. So with that said, I don't want to drop anything else on that side. Um, join the game night on Friday. That's also very important because I think we're aiming for an announcement there. So join the game night on Friday to get the first very important thing for the upcoming campaign, let's say. So yes, join on Friday. And tomorrow we have Spanish and Portuguese brews. Shout out to Neo and to Stick and to Jose, of course.
Mhm. We'll
So
be
we're
there.
still international, Mr. Worldwide. And last but not least, I want to update on Sync and I want to update on Holosim because I know that you guys have been asking for updates on both. So when it comes to Sync, the testing for the points program has started. It has started with a couple testers that were picked from the community, from active community members. and that is ongoing right now. Once we feel like things are working, you are going to be learning more about it. I cannot say anything else because if I do, I
Auntie.
leak important stuff. But once that happens, we'll be posting updates. But things are looking good. Things are looking promising. Functionality is there. We just have to make sure that it's in a good state. So I wanted to update that on the sync side.
Santi, I wanted to say more, but yeah, we need to keep it steady. We
We
need to keep
cannot.
it
We
steady.
cannot. Yes, we cannot. Uh,
Uh,
And then on the Holocim side of things, we are working on cleaning up the data a little bit for the leaderboard. So some people mark their alt accounts as alt accounts, so they won't be receiving the rewards. And then we're also tracking who did some shady stuff in there. So we know that a lot
naughty.
of people or some people did some naughty things of spinning up alt accounts and just farming with them or yeah, just feeding them into a main account. So what we're doing is since we said that we won't be banning anyone that used alt accounts, we're not going to do that. So your main account will remain untouched and you will be rewarded with your main account just to keep things clean for this chapter. But then the alt accounts will be removed from the leaderboard. So any account that we identify as alt account is going to be removed from the Holocim leaderboard. So working through the data right now, we don't want to distribute rewards to just a bunch of alt accounts. Want that to be fair. So that is what the team is working on. After that finishes and all that is cleaned up, you guys will receive your rewards. So stay tuned for any pings related to Holosim. So
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. Very cool, Santi. I think that
yes,
maybe now we can get into the main topic, right?
let's do it. I'm sure people are eager to learn more about the Maharog.
Yeah. And Santi, I'll preface this conversation now. Let me lock in because there will be lots of lore being dropped and overall vision of Star Atlas. So, guys, we just came from Star Atlas Summer, where you guys saw our next upcoming objectives, right? We have Zinc, we have C4, we have UE5 development, and if you pay attention, what we're currently building now is like the framework for this next stage of Star Atlas, where we try to connect as many stuff as possible in our in a single ecosystem that will be running on Zinc. And Maharog is an extension of this vision on the UE5 uh, client, on the UE5 site. The story around Maharog comes from Danny requesting me to help them prepare the team or motive for the end of the year release on the UE5 front. So he told me, Giuseppe, come up with a story in the lore that could serve the purpose of explaining the releases and the things that we are preparing for this end of the year release on UE5. It got me pretty excited. As you guys know, I love the lore of Star Atlas and I work on many product development as well, making the bridge of those assets and products. You guys know I work directly on Holocene, and they wanted me to help them on this lore side as well on UE5. And I came up with the idea of this festival, and this ties really well with the overall ecosystem architecture. And yeah, Santi, I think we can share this image there. It's just a small teaser as well. I think we are fine sharing it. And to start talking about this, I had to make a compromise with Danny and Chipto. They told me, Jose, you can't talk about features. What you can talk about is the lore of Star Atlas. So it is fine. We can talk about the lore. I think the lore is very important for the Star Atlas project, and maybe it can highlight some of the features, some of the things that you guys can expect from this UE5 end of the year release. We are still on production mode, but I think it's cool to get this conversation started, to get you guys more in touch with the lore of Star Atlas, because now more than ever, the Star Atlas lore is starting to get incorporated in different gameplay loops, and it's the most important part of our IP. So,
And
Maharog
just
is.
before we get into it, I think also people can draw conclusions a little bit from it, right? On what could it be? How could it translate
Yes.
to the game?
Yes, I think. Yeah, I think it's kind of, you can draw conclusions if you are paying attention to our product development. For example, the new map on UE5 Vaccinade has a lot of to do. The racing map has a lot to do with what we are going to talk about here. And other UE5 gameplay modes are also involved on this. I think that's the extent of what I can say right now on this. But let's get started on the Maharog overall concept, and this allows us to get started and start talking about the Maharog. So, guys, most of you are aware that the Star Atlas lore started with our poster series, right? It was the let's say the 0 to 1 moment in Star Atlas history where we sold our posters. Those posters had lore engraved on it, and it told the story about the Convergence War, which we could say is like the ground zero of the Star Atlas universe. And in this Convergence War, the story so far is that the three main factions of our universe, the Muds, the Usturs, and the Onis, the factions that each one of you have chosen to play in UE5, on Sage, and etc., they discovered a source of nearly limitless energy laying at the heart of the galaxy. It's in a place called the Cataclysm and in a very special planet called Iris. And in the core novels, for those who have been following the core novels, you guys have been seeing how the the story of how Iris was found develops. And today I'm going to start. I'll continue to some extension the story of the core novels. I'm going to tell the story of what happened during the Convergence War when the galaxy was almost destroyed, but from the Sogmians civilization point of view. As you guys know, the Sogmians is one of the species of the Oni consortium. So Oni players in Star Atlas, they can be Punabs, they can be Miris, they can be Photoli, and they can be Sogmians. And what it means to be a Sogmian in the Star Atlas universe. The Sogmians in the Star Atlas universe are the most hardcore uh, people in terms of values in Star Atlas. The Sogmian host history and structure, social structure, is a hierarchical society that's established under the principle of the Dupra, which is that the Sogmians, they work in unbreakable vows. Each Sogmian has personal rules for themselves, and they have species wild rules that they can't be defied, they can't be broken, they can't be forgotten in any circumstances. And the story of the Convergence War, if you guys read the posters, you guys know that there is an entry on the Sogmian faction that says that during the Convergence War, the Sogmians were nearly destroyed to the point that there was only 10,000 individuals in the whole species. They were massacred, they were decimated, and today I'm going to share a little bit about how this happened. This is the Maharog, the story of what happened during the Convergence War to the Sogmians, how they were almost destroyed, and how they have risen from the ashes of nearly destruction to become the most powerful species at that period in the Star Atlas lore. And right out of the bat, the reason why the Sogmians were nearly destroyed in the Star Atlas lore is simply because they declared war against every other species in Star Atlas to fulfill one of their oaths. You see, the reason that the Convergence War started was because everyone moved at the same time to Iris to harness Dionysian, which is a very special resource that lives in the center of the Star Atlas galaxy. If you guys watched the trailer back in our early days, it was the diamond at the center of the galaxy. So everyone converges when everyone goes to the center of the galaxy and they find Iris there with trillions of Atlas worth of resources. They start to battle for those resources. But the Sogmians, when they got to Iris, they discovered that the recipients for the Dionysian, the Tufas, they were actually sentient beings. So, as a simple analogy, what the species of Star Atlas were doing was they were mining human beings or beings that would probably become fully sentient in the long run to acquire resources. And the Sogmians, those samurai uh, kind of existence, those guys that would make any German, any conscious German proud of how they honor their beliefs and values, they came and told the entire galaxy that they couldn't mine Tufas because they were sentient beings, and that was wrong. You guys can imagine what happened at that point, right? Everyone started laughing, haha, very funny, but it won't stop us, right? Because imagine,
Wait,
Santi, you
I
have
got lost. I got lost. You said that the Sogmians. So the Tufas were doing some shady stuff close to Iris.
no, the Tufa Santi, they are the children of Iris. They are like
Okay.
they are born from Iris and they are vessels to Dionysian, which is the most rare resources in Star Atlas.
Okay.
It's like we have tier 1 to tier 5 resources in Star Atlas. Dionysian is the only tier 6 resources in our game. You know,
Okay.
it's absurdly valuable, powerful. It's an anomaly in our game.
Okay.
So, and they go, and the Sogmians discover that that resource comes from the Tufa, and that the Tufa are to some extent sentient. And some of those Tufas, they are completely sentient in the sense that they act, think, feel, and etc. So the Sogmian realizes this, comes to everyone in the galaxy and say, hey guys, we can't go killing Tufas to get money because they are live and sentient beings that are just living their lives. We can't go killing sentient beings to make money. Everyone goes and say, fuck off. You are you are in the way of our profits. So the
But they try to
Sogmian
protect the
goes,
Tufa.
exactly. The
Ah.
Sogmians protects the Tufa.
Okay.
The Sogmians protects the Tufas and they declare war on everyone in Galia by themselves. So it's like the Sogmians start fighting against the Usturs, the entire Usturs, the entire Muds. There were no Oni consortium at that time, in that time period. So every other species, they start fighting the Sogmians. And the Sogmians, when they start a fight, they go to the end. They don't retreat, they don't surrender, they just set their foots and they fight it out until their last breath. And that's basically what happened. The Sogmians were nearly wiped out. Like, imagine a population going from billions to getting to 10,000, you know? That's the level of massacre that happens. And at this moment, when the Sogmians reach the 10K mark, they get together. Uh, they get together in the Sogmians Rome world, Segal. Uh, Lordo is saying, talking about giving Oni a lore advantage with Tufa. Just wait, Lordo. It's not that direct. You see that the Oni consortium had also its shares of problems with the Tufas. You'll see in time that, yeah, one story at a time. Let's keep going back to the Sogmians. So the Sogmians, they are nearly desecrate. They are almost wiped out. And Paizu, the sovereign of the Sogmians, they calls their entire people to their homeworld, and they say, and she tells them that she has a plan to turn out the war. And at the moment that she's giving this speech to the remaining of her civilization, she's assassinated. At that moment, the Sogmian people collapses. Like, everyone's in despair. Everyone is no one knows what to do. And the Sogmians, they are in this sense very, very close with their emotions, because Sogmians have their emotions bound by this code of theirs. It is unethical, it is wrong to display emotions. So they were overflowing with those feelings. They were massacred by the weight of seeing everyone in their civilization being destroyed. And at that point, at the rock bottom of their species, Bekalu, Paizu's husband, lets out a cry, and he promised to fulfill Paizu's plan to save the Sogmians and to honor the, the oath that Paizu had made to protect the Tufas. A parenthesis here, something important that I forgot to share with you guys, is that Maharog is the name of a book. A book that is divided in four different parts. The first part is the shattering, which is the story that I just narrated to you guys. This period of time where the Sogmian species is almost destroyed, Paizu is assassinated, and Bekalos vows, together with the remaining Sogmians, to save their species, to honor Paizu's oath, and then they go into exile, which is the second part of these chronicles of the Maharog, which is called the exile. Yeah, Santi is showing the poster series where Paizu is assassinated.
Cold blooded
And
on stage. Crazy.
yes, yeah, it was a plot to destroy the Sogmian spirit. Like, you can see the chaos down there in that scene. And what happens in that moment is that the Sogmians, they get together and they use the remaining ships uh, of their species to go to the high risk zone. And they stay there for a long period of time, building the last stand which you guys know is the first Titan ship in the Star Atlas lore. Uh, and they get together, all the species they get together, they start crafting this Titan ship. And what happens during this period is that they focus the entirety of their resources, the entirety of their civilization, the entirety of their beings to trying to make it to the last stand and to survive. This is a this is the darkest or hardest period in the Sogmian history. And what happens during this period is that the Kurfeist, and here uh, the Kurfeist are the leaders of the Sogmian noble houses. I'm not sure if I told you guys know this already, but the Sogmians people, they are divided into different noble houses, each one with a different motto or a different function in the Sogmian society. And those leaders, those the heads of the Sogmian noble houses, they leave the exile and they go find allies to turn the tide and form what we know now as the Oni Consortium. So those Kurfais, they go to the Miaris, they go to the Punabs, and they go to the Fotoli. And each one of those Kurfais, it's going to be like the way that I'm planning this on the lore side is that this will be a series of books which tells how they managed to, first of all, build the Titan ship. So there will be a book of this exile. And then what was happening in the Oni Consortium on that period that formed the the Onis as we know nowadays. And there are many stories into that period. For example, at that moment in time, the Punabs, they were not a unified species. For example, we had the high Punabs and the profound Punabs. They were at odds with each other. The Sogmian Kurfeists, the members of House Otro and House Garvale, they helped the Punabs to become a united species that would fund the Oni Consortium with their gold and work. We have others going for the Miaris space, where they managed to unite the Miaris tribes for a period of time that would support the formation of the Sogmian Consortium, of the Oni Consortium. And finally, we have the story of when the Photolis are convinced that the best outcome for them was for the mud and the Ustur to be taken back and not be allowed to take the resources of the cataclysm of Iris. So those three stories, they are happening during this period of exile together at the same time with the construction of the Last Stand, which is the ship that you guys see now in the screen, which is known to be the apex predator of the Star Atlas universe at a time.
Jose,
The
I have a
third book,
question about the last stand. Sorry to interrupt you,
please,
but
no, bro, go
was
for
it
it.
built by just the Sogmians or the Oni Consortium?
The infrastructure of the last stand was built by the Sogmians alone.
Ah,
But, and this would be like a spoiler of the story that happens during the exile. But VB seeing me get into the flux, yeah, the moment that I start leaking alpha, yeah, that's exactly. Thank you for reminding me now that I can bring myself back to more a steady position.
oh, baby, come on, bro.
But to answer your question, Santi, we get people. There was a cooperation between the Punabs, the Miris, and the Fotoli to make the last stand work. And this cooperation is actually what actually made the Oni Consortium be a possibility. The last stand required energy and resources that the Sogmians couldn't provide by themselves. So they had the help from those other species in order to make it work. especially the Fotoli. The Fotoli, a particular Fotoli, uh, decided to spend a lot of his life force to make the last stand a possibility.
Oh.
So yes, it's a very interesting story. To be honest, I want to write it as soon as possible, but Afotoli sacrificed many years of his life to make the last stand possible. This story that I shared now ends the second book of the Maharog, which is the Exile, which leads us to the Reckoning, which is the third book of the Maharog. In the Reckoning, the Oni Consortium is formed. It's stand as a political organization, and you can imagine, Santi, like the Usturs and the Muds, they were fighting, just the two of them, for the control of the Cataclysm. They were really entrenched in the high risk zone area. They had occupied nearly all territory belonging to the Oni factions, and suddenly, uh, the last stand appears like Michael Wagner in Holocene and starts wiping everyone out. People start dying. They literally takes entire sectors from the other civilizations. They bring this colossal armada. That was a dirty one. Yeah, he wiped Usur. Yeah, that's what happened in the lore as well. Unfortunately, VB. And they start fighting, and they start retaking the territories to the point where the simple appearance of the last stand, and at that moment, the ships that existed in the Gallia, none of them could make front to the last stand. He comes and he destroys pretty much all territories that existed from the factions in the high risk zone. This causes the total disruption of the galactic economy. Like, imagine you have a system that relies on oil, for example, like ours does today. And the single place where everyone could be net positive in oil, that place where everyone went to get that resource, is suddenly all the infrastructure there is razed, destroyed. So all supply chains in the galaxy is pretty much gone. Chaos, uh, chaos start building up, and the factions, they realize that they are forced to to get on an agreement, because otherwise things would just collapse. The entire galaxy would just collapse. There were no ways of resources getting shipped to the main factions. The people in the medium risk zone would die. Infrastructure in high risk zone was destroyed. So that's when they build the Council of Peace, and we get to the current point in lore. The Sogmians volunteer to step down. They give their armada, they give most of their forces to this new institution, which is the Council of Peace. And this inaugurates a new era in Star Atlas. I see you guys asking now, where is C4? When C4 and things like that. This concept, this idea, is how will be ingrained in C4 in our products as we move forward. When the convergence war ends, and these stories that I'm telling you guys now plays out, it starts Star Atlas Golden Era. It starts the period of prosperity that we live right now in the lore, and which lead us to current days events. It leads us to where we are now. It leads us to the next products that we are going to release. So what can I tell you guys? This is the story of Maharog. This is this ending, the creation of the Council of Peace, the creation of the Star Atlas, the Star Path, is the last book of the Maharog. which is called the Accord. And this concludes the period of the Maharog. So as you guys see, there are 4 phases of Maharog, and each one of those phases, it has different symbols, it has a different color palette, it is linked with different aspects of the upcoming releases of our products. So the way that we are, Santi explain everything in Spanish right now.
Uh,
The way that you guys,
at the Spanish Brew tomorrow.
yeah, Spanish Brutal War. So the way that this will play out, guys, is that you guys will see those colors, this story that I'm telling you right now. It will translate into our products in UE5 in different capacities. And unfortunately, I can't share many details on that, but this story, this team is is the is the heart of this next update. As you guys know, we have Paizu's Arena, which is linked entirely with the Sogmian lore. You guys can expect to see things linked with Maharog there. We have Exinade. Exinade is the new racing map. Exinade is the name of one of the Sogmian noble houses. It is also linked with Maharog. And I'm super excited to see how the UE5 team will cook this lore into our game, bringing us closer and closer to the unification and having a product that's driven by lore that is intertwined with the story of our IP, of our universe, and translate into interesting gameplay loops that connects with the story of Star Atlas. I think if we want to have a successful game, a fun game, it needs to be connected with our story. We need to have a cool story and needs to be part of our game. I think that's the general idea, Santi, about the Maharog and how things will play out in this,
Nice,
on the
bro.
lore side at least.
So three
I'm
books.
dry. 4 books. The last
Four
one is
books.
the formation of the Council of Peace. Yeah.
4 books. Yeah, you guys have will have to learn a lot more about Maharog. But you can tie the knots in the posters kinda already, right?
Mm, yeah. And yeah, what we can say is that this will be one of the features that will be driving the development of UE5 from now on, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I cannot wait also to see how what you were saying, Jose, how the UE5 team manages to get this all in, like the UE5 vibes, right? Like I would like to see skins, I would like to see stuff like that that just happens during this that we when we highlight like this period.
Yeah, it's a very exciting moment to see how the skins, the game starts to get more customizable. We already have the first integrations between UE5 uh, and Sage, for example, through Ink. And this will only grow, this will only develop. I see NDR sharing about did the Tufa fight with Sogmians back against others. NDR, the Tufas, at that moment in time, they were much more feral and non-organized than they are nowadays in the Staratas lore. You can think of them like animals to some extent, like, for example, dogs that didn't understand why they were being attacked. They just uh, they reacted to the attacks that they were suffering. There were some intelligent Tufas, but uh, at that moment, they weren't organized or as strong as they are now in the lore of Star Atlas. In the future of Star Atlas lore, in the upcoming releases, you guys will start to see what happens now that the Tufas are organized and they are seeking revenge from the things that happened during the Convergence War. That's all I can say right now.
Jose, would you be down to submit yourself to a lore quiz right now on the spot?
Sure.
I'll give a shout out to one of the guys that is here at the brew that has built this tool, this
PG.
amazing hub called Star Seekers. So you guys can go play now and try to get on the leaderboard there. But as we close this Atlas Brew, I think we should try to see how far we can get, Jose, when it comes to the lore side here.
Let's see.
All right. Are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. How do Fotoli celebrate victory? Light shows, silent meditation, energy sharing. 5
PG,
seconds,
bro.
Jose.
Let's say energy sharing, maybe. That's what PG would
You
add.
didn't reply in time, bro. One strike.
Trade regulations are managed by, should be a joint committee.
Let's go. The treaty
The
aims
treaty
to
aims to
promote
promote unity.
military power. Unity?
Yeah.
Unity. Let's go. What triggered the cataclysm?
Iris malfunction, alien invasion, natural desire.
Come
Natural
on, two
disaster.
seconds. No.
Disaster. It is. PG is wrong.
PG, bro, fix it. What is Oni's responsibility in the treaty?
Honest, everyone has shared responsibilities, but I would say law enforcement. No, bro, you got it wrong.
We're running out of time, Jose, bro.
Bro, you don't
Uh,
just try anything.
we're about to lose anyways. PG, fix it.
Fix it, PG. I love the question how Potoli celebrate their victories. It was a funny one.
Did you just make it up?
Yeah, he totally make that up.
PG, bro.
That's funny. But it was cool.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's funny. All right,
Yeah.
Jose, thank you for sharing the Maharog lore.
Yeah. No, I hope you guys enjoy it. I don't I think a lore brew once in a while is fun as well. I think it's part of our IP, part of our project, and it's good that you guys be in touch with what we are using to develop our products and understand a little bit more how we create the species, how we see our universe, and how this joins together with everything that we are building here in Star Atlas.
Yes, I agree. A lore brew once in a while is very much needed. Uh, and yeah, it's good to get immersed in the Star Atlas lore.
Yeah, once in a while, it doesn't hurt.
Mm-hmm. Submit all your lore questions to lore channel for lore keepers 15. That's true. When is the next one, Jose?
Yeah. Should be today is the first week of October or second. It should be next
Next
one.
week. Next week.
Yeah, 16.
Next week for the lore keepers if you want to dive deep into the Stratos lore. So
Yep,
be there.
going to be fun.
All right. I think that's all. I think that's all. Thanks everyone for joining. Thank you, Jose, for sharing. Really love to hear your stories about the Star Atlas lore.
Yeah,
It's
man.
always
I
good to get
almost
in there.
almost delivered alpha. VB saved me last second. It was good. Thank you, VB. Good saving.
Yes. And one UE5 leak, please. He say. He say.
We have a very good UE5 leak related to Maharog, but Santi, I don't know. Should we
They didn't
just do it?
allow us. They didn't allow us.
Didn't allow you. You ask it
No, I don't think so. I think on Friday maybe we can.
Friday. Okay, wait for Friday then.
Question for Santi: how many books in the Maharog story? Four. Four. Now I know. uh, all right. We can play one game in UE5 if anyone is down. I'll move to the Atlas Brew lounge, and we can play one or two games if anyone is down to play. A C4 leak, Lucky is asking. We don't have any C4s leaks for this brew, unfortunately, but hopefully we can get some good news soon. As you know, the team is still working on the PTR, and it's going to be a phased release, so it's not like you will get C4 one day on mainnet out of nowhere, but we'll all be testing it together with the PTR. So hopefully we can get some good news on the PTR side of things very soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining, and don't forget to join the game night on Friday because some cool things are coming this Friday.
Be there or be square.
Be there or miss out. And we can play one or two games right now if you guys want. I'll move to the Atlas Brew Lounge. Cheers.
All right.
Thank you.
See you guys. Bye bye.
Bye.